Well, the hat's on probably permanently now because I've done the turban, which is glued and pinned. Probably not very long lasting, but should be okay for a while. I'm not planning on using this puppet an awful lot. I don't suppose anyone else who gets it will either. It's more of a display item really, and exercise in making things. And so the top half of the dress also is pinned and glued without any hemming, just folded under where necessary, double layer. So I think that's okay. It just finishes here, and then the Unmentionables. That's actually Kevlar paper, so it's bulletproof actually. And this is, I think, crocheted rather than lace or whatever it is. Anyway, it's, what do I know? It's a trim that actually something similar is shown in the book. Now eventually she's intended to hold these maracas. In the book the strings that move the arms are actually connected to the tops of the maracas, but I want the maracas to be removable, so the strings have to be connected to the hands, and I'm hoping I'm going to get that right by drilling a very small hole just here. So hopefully that will work. And when I say drilling, I'm going to try to push it through with the needles first of all, because these hands are only ball, so if that doesn't work I'll have to use a tiny drill. But it's a question of how to grab the hand. I can't put it in the vise while I'm drilling because it will just break. So I'm just testing that. I think it's going to be okay. I'm starting to make a pattern for the lower half of the dress, to try to cut the material that I'm using correctly. I've got this thin gold flecked thread. It's too thick to sew with what I want to do, but I think what I might do is when I hem the lower part of the dress, hem it, stitch it through that thread so that it kind of disguises the thread and at the same time makes the dress a little more interesting in the lower half. So that's my plan, which could easily be abandoned if it doesn't look right when I start to do it. I have no idea how to hem a piece of material. No doubt I could learn from YouTube. I did do it once upon a time, but that was in 1966 when I made a gonk, and it wasn't brilliant then, so we shall see. Well, after checking with the book, I've decided to use Muriel's technique in terms of the shape of the dress, because she knew what she was doing and I don't. So that's what I've done, except that I have to use double thickness material, and I think the only way to do that is actually to sew two pieces together while I'm doing the hemming. So let's hope that works. I'm trying to make the eyes a little less scary than they were. I think I'm slowly succeeding. If the face looks a bit rough when you're watching on YouTube, just switch to low resolution playback and that'll be fine.